Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Ramps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving live English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight, from the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka, we are going to be calling the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. This game is going to be the third game of a three-game set, and it'll be the final one in the contest. Last night, these two teams met, and the final score was 7-2 for the Fighters. They improved their record to 32 wins, 49 losses on the season. The Hawks, who are sitting in first place, are 42-33-1. Currently, the Hawks are in first place, and they hold a two-game lead over the Saitama Cebu Lions. In third place, it's the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles, but firmly in last place are these Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, 13 games behind the leader. So it is a battle of worst versus first, and we'll start off by giving you the starting lineups for the visitors from Hokkaido. Leading off and playing in center field is Go Matsumoto. Batting second and playing shortstop is Daigo Kamikawabata. Batting third in left field, wearing number 8, is Kensuke Kondo. In the cleanup spot and playing third base, number 24, is Yuki Nomura. Batting fifth and playing first base, wearing number 21, is Kataro Kiyomiya. Batting sixth and in right field, wearing number 26, is Daiki Asama. Hitting seventh and playing second base, wearing number 2, is Kenshi Sugiya. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 60, Takuya Kori. And batting ninth and doing the designated hitting is number 44, Uda Sakaguchi. And they are going to be facing a right-hander for the Hawks today in Shuda Ishikawa. He takes to the mound with a 3-3 record. He's worked 62 innings. He's allowed 49 hits, 22 runs, 19 of which have been earned. He's walked 31 and struck out 45, pitching to a 2.76 earned run average. So the Hawks are in pinstripes tonight. They're with the yellow trim and light blue, royal blue trim. They're wearing some throwback uniforms here as they've got the Coca-Cola emblazed on the left arm of the jersey, and we're ready to get this one underway as Go Matsumoto steps to the plate. Matsumoto is batting .362 on the season. He takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Matsumoto has 3 homers and 30 runs batted in, but he's got 20 stolen bases. He is somebody you want to keep off the base paths as he can create a little bit of havoc if he's allowed to reach base. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. This is the only game going on right now in the Pacific League. All the other games are later starts here on the Sunday. It'll be at 10 o'clock starts in the North American time region, or 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. And so here comes the 2-1 offering. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Matsumoto. The games in the Pacific League are all later starts as well. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It is fielded by Imamiya. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Matsumoto. It's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 for out number 1, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawabata. Yeah, that is the tongue twister for me. I apologize if we are butchering that one here, as we don't get a chance to see the fighters all that often. So Kawabata will be coming up here to face the right-hander Ishikawa. He's batting .297 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 11 RBIs. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the offering from Ishikawa. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner. And the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the shortstop, Kamikawabata. And there's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. Racing over is the left fielder, Yanagamachi, but that one's going to get into the seats. It's just going to go down as a long strike, and that's going to run the count now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kamikawabata. And here comes the offering from Ishikawa. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now is 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ishikawa ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-2. He doesn't waste a lot of time, does the right-hander Ishikawa. He gets the ball, and he's ready to go. There's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. And Kamikawa Abada is going to receive a 1-out walk. He is aboard here for the first runner on base run of the ball game, and that's going to bring up Kensuke Kondo. For Kondo, he's batting .279 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 13 runs batted in. We were talking a little about last night. We were getting some questions from the chat. One of them was about certain players and certain teams and which players we feel may have the opportunity to get to Major League Baseball. And I look at the Fighters roster right now, and I just look at how thin this club is. I don't know if they're going to have anybody that would make the jump off of this group. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kondo. There are a couple of players in the Fukuoka lineup that physically look like they could make the jump, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do that anytime soon. One of the players who physically looks like he could play, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2 to Kondo. As a player in the lineup tonight, we haven't seen much of this year. It's Richard Sunagawa. He's a young fella, but physically he has some tools, but offensively he is not getting the opportunity. He's getting his seasoning down on the farm. But some of the physical size of the athletes, we talked about Yuki Yanagita, would have been a player maybe a few years ago that would have got a look. There's a split figure pitch swung on and missed. And Kondo has gone on strikes. He is retired for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuki Nomura. For Nomura, he is batting .285 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 31 runs batted in. Nomura had homered in last night's ball game as he hit one into just in front of the seats into the picnic area in left field. So he's waiting on the first offering from Ishikawa. He takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. There is not a lot of power in this lineup as there's only Kiyomiya who has more than 10 home runs. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. He's the on-deck hitter. He's got 11 on the season. When you look at RBI production, the leadoff hitter, Matsumoto, has 30. And the cleanup hitter here, Nomura, has 31. At least that's in the lineup tonight. And now Ishikawa steps off the mound, and he reaches for the rosin bag. He's ready to go back at it again. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. He checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes on Yuki Nomura. The right-hander Ishikawa leans in. He comes set at the belt. He throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Kamikawa Abada. Certainly, Daigo's name does not roll off our tongue with ease. Here comes the 1-2 offering, and it is a fastball that swung on and missed. And that is going to do it here as Nomura is gone down on strikes for the third out of the inning. So for the Fighters in their half of the first, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning in Fukuoka. It is the Fighters, nothing. The Hawks coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the call at the bottom of the first inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could make it in here with us tonight. Hold tight. Here is our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. The right-hander is getting himself warmed up, and that is Takahita Ikeda. We'll give you the starting lineups for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Leading off and playing at second base is Masaki Momori. Playing second is the shortstop, Kenta Imamita. Hitting third and wearing number 23 is the third baseman, Yukio Shudo. And the cleanup spot tonight, wearing number 9, is the designated hitter, Yuki Yangida. In the fifth spot, and playing in center field, wearing number 36, is Taisi Makihara. Batting sixth and playing first base, wearing number 52, is Richard Sunagawa. Hitting seventh in left field is Tetsuro Yanagamachi. He wears number 32. Batting eighth in right field, wearing number 7, is Akira Nakamura. And batting last and doing the catching, wearing number 62, is Takashi Umino. And that is going to be facing the right-hander Ikeda here for the Fighters. And this one here is ready to get going in the bottom of the first. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. Racing over towards the stands is the third baseman, Nomura, but he's going to watch that sail into the seats. That is going to run the count to no balls and 1 strike. So no balls and 1 strike to Momori. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. We mentioned that the Hawks are wearing a throwback uniform today. They have pinstripes. They have the Hawks in yellow across the chest. And almost like a royal blue helmet with blue piping down the sides and some blue trim as well. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2 to Momori. Momori on the season is batting .265. He's got 6 homers and 25 runs batted in. He does run fairly well. He's got 12 stolen bases, so it's important to keep him on check when he's on the base paths. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from Ikeda. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. That keeps the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Momori. We're on a little earlier than we normally are. We felt it would be pertinent to call this game tonight, as normally we're on at the 10 o'clock hour. It's a little bit jam-packed day. We got a couple of MLB games we're going to be doing tomorrow. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is slap foul just past the third base dugout, and that's going to keep the count at 0-2. It'll be the Braves and the Nationals in the morning, and then the Yankees and the Red Sox tomorrow night. Hopefully we can have some folks come and join us for those ones. A little Sunday night baseball action in the evening. So no balls and 2 strikes to Momori. And Ikeda holds at the belt, but the home plate umpire is given time as Momori is looking to be able to dig in. He's got his toes right up on the chalk line. And so here comes the 0-2 offering. And Ikeda kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down in the dirt. A nice stop by the catcher, Corey. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Momori has had some solid games at the top of the order for the Hawks. We've seen a few of his games this year. We haven't seen the Hawks in a couple of weeks or so. And here comes the 1-2 offering. There is a fastball that swung on and driven foul into the seats over by the third base dugout, and the count remains at 1-2. Our friend, like father, like son, says Braves and Mets on Monday. It's going to be Max versus Max. Sounds like Max Fried against Max Scherzer. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that one in. But we will see the Braves and the Nationals tomorrow in the morning. So hopefully you can pop on by for that one. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to first. They flip it over to the pitcher covering. Diving in is Momori, and he's going to beat the throw. We're going to see if the manager, Shinjo, is going to challenge that. Momori went sliding headfirst into the base. And they're going to have to rule that an infield hit, as he was able to leg it out just ahead of the pitcher. We're going to get a look at this here, and it is absolutely for sure. I don't think they're going to challenge it. It's going to be an infield hit for Mamori, as he was able to get down the line. Very dangerous, because the pitcher's getting to the base with his feet to step on the bag, and Mamori sliding head first with his fingers out. He could have got stepped on. He does look like he's jammed his hand a bit. He's got the trainer out with him, talking to him a little bit. And that might be it. Or maybe they're going to take him off. They're going to take him off and give him a quick examination. He may not be done for the ball game, but they do this in Japan, where the player will come off the field. And they'll take him down into the trainer's room to get a little further examination on the hand. But he went first into the base with that. We saw about 6 weeks ago, it was Hiroto Kobakata, the shortstop for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, a very similar type of play. He went running to the base, reached out, and he either jammed his wrist or his fingers as he was going full speed through the bag. But as we said, Akita didn't step on him. He was fortunate about that. The manager is down the hallway, and they're taking a look at him behind the closed doors. They'll make a fairly hastily decision on this in a hurry. This is something that you see here that is not in North American baseball, and that is where they will take the player down the hallway to examine him. They're looking, and they're anticipating that it could be a finger issue. Did he jam it? Did he break it? Is there some swelling he's experiencing? So that would be a disappointing loss right away for the Hawks if they lost Mamori here. It looks like we're going to have a decision. And we are going to see we have here, it looks like we are going to have a pinch runner. So that is going to be a pinch runner. We'll get you that in just a moment, as who that player is about to be. So right out of the gate, they've lost their starting second baseman. It is going to be 00 Kavesi coming into the game. This is Hikaru Kavesi. He is now going to be the runner at first base for Mamori. We'll update that in the change here. And that is Kenta Imamiya coming to the plate. He is the sacrifice bunt king of the Pacific League. They throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. So Kenta Imamiya to the plate. He's batting .304 on the season. He's got a homer and 16 runs batted in. As we said, he's already squaring to bunt as he's in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. It is bunted. It's not a good one. It's right back to the pitcher. They throw down to second for one, back to first, and that is going to be a double play. Imamiya, who's generally pretty reliable about getting the bunts down, has just bunted himself into the 1-6-3 double play. That is going to retire Kavesi, the runner, the pinch runner at second. And that is going to leave it all up to Yukio Shudo here in the first inning. So Kavesi retired. And that is going to put Imamiya out as well. So that brings up Yukio Shudo. Shudo batting .348 on the season. He's got 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. He squares the bunt, but he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is now 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. He's waggling the bat, batting from the left side. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Shudo. Not quite the regular lineup we would see. There's no Yurizabel Gracial. The import players are getting the day off right now. There's a breaking ball down to the dirt. The count is 1-2. No Valentin. And of course, now with Mamori out of the game, they have gone to the bench early with Kavesi as his replacement. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner to Shudo, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shudo waggles the bat as he hits from the left side against the right-handed thrower Ikeda. There's a fastball swung on, it's fouled straight back, and the count is now going to remain at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering to hitter here. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Shudo. So Shudo has come all the way back after being in the hole at 0-2. Again, the right-hander Ikeda ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Shudo. Ikeda holds at the belt. And now he kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. And the count remains full at 3-2. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat to Shudo. And everything started at 0-2, but he has been able to battle his way here against Ikeda. This could be the 17th pitch of the inning upcoming. And here comes the offering. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. That probably would have been ball 4. So pitch number 10 coming up here to Shudo. Three balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and slap foul over on the third base side. And the count remains at 3-2. This is going to be one of those epic battles that we've got on our hands, as Shudo is really battling the pitcher Ikeda here. It's going to be the 11th pitch of the at-bat. So one way to take the sting out of the pitcher is continuing to battle and foul off pitches. Here comes the 3-2 offering. He kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Moving over underneath it now is the left fielder, who calls off the center fielder. It was more of an angle as Matsumoto looked like he may have lost it in the ceiling. But Kondo makes the catch, and that is going to do it here in the first inning for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So for the Hawks in their half of the first, there was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Fighters nothing, the Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second. In just a couple moments, obviously, we have the injury to the second baseman and leadoff hitter Momori. He is done for the game. Kavesi is in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the fighters' batting order to face the right-handed throwing Shuta Ishikawa. And we've got the hobbyist in the house here tonight. We welcome Chris for coming in. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs to Kataro Kiyomiya for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Kiyomiya, Asama, and Sagia here to bat in the top of the second inning, and there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is now 1-1 on Kiyomiya. The right-hander Ishikawa wastes little time, and he delivers a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-1. You can barely take a breath and blink your eyes, and the right-hander is back to work again. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1 to Kiyomiya. He is relentless at how quick he works. Kiyomiya on the season, batting .245 with 11 homers and 22 RBIs. There's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder Yanagamachi. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Kiyomiya for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up Daiki Asama to the plate. For Asama on the season, he's batting .223. He's got 4 homers and 15 RBIs. He is one of the rabbits in the lineup for the fighters. He's got 31 stolen bases on the season. If he gets on base, he can wreak havoc defensively or on the defense that they are playing against. And so here comes the first offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Asama. Asama bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ishikawa. As I will look at these uniforms that the SoftBank Hawks are wearing tonight, there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. It's over on the first base side. The count is 0-2. They kind of look like the old Oryx Blue Wave uniforms when Ichiro was playing there years ago. As I was trying to figure out in my mind what it kind of looked like, but that's exactly what it is, except these guys have got the pinstripes. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0 balls and 2 strikes. So 0 balls and 2 strikes to Daiki Asama. Again, the right-hander Ishikawa works quickly, and he delivers a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the fighter's right fielder. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Ishikawa. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2. He's got a little bit of an extra hop in his delivery once he releases. 18 pitches in that first inning, by the way, for the starter Ishikawa. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul just past the base at first base, and the count now is going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Asama. Curious to see how this game plays out. There's a number of regulars for the fighters not in action. Also for the Hawks. Then there's a breaking ball that is swung out and missed. It looked like the ball fell right off the table. Asama, it looked like he had a half swing, but he is gone for the second out of the inning. That's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for the starter Ishikawa. So 2 away. And that is going to bring up Kenshi Sagia. Sagia is getting the start at second base today. He's batting .125. He's got no homers and 3 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ishikawa. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that Sagia squares to bunt, but he bunts right through it, and it is a called strike. So 0 balls and 1 strike. He missed the pitch, whether he thought he pulled back or not. The home plate umpire went up with the right hand. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a strike, and the count is now 0-2. Our friendly CV baseball card collector has stopped in again tonight. He was asking us some questions last night during the stream. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. As we mentioned, it is a interesting uniform by the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They kind of look like the old Oryx Blue Wave from the Ichiro years. The fighters are wearing like a almost a lighter blue jersey top with gray bottoms. And there's a ground ball up the middle. It is fielded by Kavesi. He throws off of his back foot, and he makes the play at first base, does the first baseman Sunagawa. And that is going to be a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. So for the Fighters, they go quietly in their half of the second. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1.5. It is the Fighters nothing, the Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We got the living room. We got CV baseball card collector. We got the hobbyist all in the house. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this. From our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support of the channel. It is now going to be the bottom of the second inning. It is going to be the heart of the batting order. It'll be Yuki Yanagita, Taisi Makihara, and Richard Sunagawa to come to bat, as it is the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Fukuoka batting order. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector asks, is Otani going to start on Tuesday? I don't think so. If I saw it correctly, it is going to be Syndergaard will go on Tuesday, and Wednesday will be Otani. And I think that is against the Astros, if I'm not mistaken. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is belted into left center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Matsumoto, who makes the catch. And with one pitch, there is one away here in the bottom of the second inning. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. Our friend Jose Cuervo is in the house. And we welcome you, Jose. I feel like the only thing we're missing is some Jimmy Buffett and margaritas to go with our Jose Cuervos. We appreciate you for being here and stopping in. It is a 0-0 ball game here as we're in the bottom of the second inning as Taisi Makihara steps to the plate. He's batting .315 on the season. He's got 5 homers and 27 runs batted in. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Our CV Baseball Collector says, dumb question, but when is the All-Star game? As far as I know, I believe it's a week from Tuesday. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul down the first base line, and the count is now 2-1. The hobbyist says he has a Margaritaville, the 19th. Our friend Jose Cuervo says, who's the favorite to win this game? Well, I would think that it has to be the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. There's a pop-up that is hit to the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is our shortstop, Daigo Kamakawabata, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Makihara for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Richard Sunagawa. Hobbyist says the All-Star game is the 19th. And he's absolutely correct. That would be on the Tuesday. Our friend Jose Cuervo, if he's looking for the game, he got the information from the living room there. It's live QQ or triple Q, I think it is, will help you out. You're going to see some Chinese characters there. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. If you get to there, you'll be able to see some of the stuff. We can't really provide you the links there. There's a fastball swung on. It breaks the bat of Sunagawa. It is taken on a hop by the third baseman, who is Nomura, and fires to first. And that bat went as far, maybe further than the ball. That is going to retire Sunagawa on a ground out 5-3 for the third out of the inning. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 2 complete innings. It is Fukuoka nothing, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment to answer your questions, chat with the chat, and hang out with everybody here as we call this game. Here is our friend, Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the third inning, and we got our friend Eric Castile in the house. We haven't seen him for a little bit. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are back underway here as the right-hander Ishikawa has delivered a breaking ball for a ball, and then a breaking ball that was swung on missed by the catcher Corey. Ishikawa does not waste a whole lot of time as he delivers a breaking ball in the dirt, and the count is now 2-1. That is the one positive thing here about Shuta Ishikawa. When there's nobody on base, he is full speed ahead. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. And the count is now 2-2 to Takuya Corey. Corey on the season is batting 107. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is tapped foul over by the camera well on the third base side. That keeps the count at 2-2. Jose said the Ham Fighters have won the last 2. That's why I wouldn't say, why wouldn't they be favored today? Well, when I take a look at the lineups and there's a breaking ball that misses outside, the count is 3-2. Not like the Hawks have a strong lineup out there, but I do think the lineup for the has been run out by the Fighters is even weaker than the Hawks. And plus, I would give the edge to the pitching to Ishikawa over Ikeda, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is remained at 2-2 or 3-2. That would be the reasons why. Plus, the other thing is that, as we said, the records indicate the difference. There's a fastball that misses outside, and that is going to be a ball 4 to Corey. And he is going to be aboard with a leadoff walk here in the third inning. So that would probably be the reasons why. The hobbyist said he's heading off to bed. We appreciate you there, Chris. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow when we're doing the Braves and the Nationals, as we're going to be doing that in the morning Pacific Coast time, or around 1:30, I believe, is the time on the game on the East Coast. There'll be Braves and Nats tomorrow. But thanks for stopping in. We appreciate you for being here and your support. So that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Uda Sagakuchi. He is making his NPB debut. He does have some numbers down on the farm, but this will be his first at-bat of his career, and they throw over to first base, and diving back is the base runner, Corey. Always a memorable moment when players get their first opportunity to play at the top level of professional ball. The hobbyist says, don't forget to sleep. We'll get a couple of winks in there somewhere. Usually we sleep with one eye open. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi waggles the bat. Now he's waiting on the 0-1 offering from Ishikawa, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is hit foul into that camera section again. Balls and 2 strikes now to Sakaguchi. Sakaguchi is a left-handed stick. And now he's going to be in tough as he has to battle the right-hander Ishikawa. He is in the hole at 0-2. So Sakaguchi waggles the bat, and now he's waiting on the offering. Ishikawa holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. Sakaguchi stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1 here in the third inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order, Go Matsumoto. For Matsumoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. The runner at first is the catcher, Corey. They've got one runner at first and one away here in the top of the third inning. And so Matsumoto steps in. His average has dipped to 361 on the campaign. And Ishikawa throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Corey. Our friend in the living room says, house by the side of the road. Absolutely. A lot of that going on, a lot of looking. And here comes the offering, but no, instead they throw back over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Corey. Corey establishes his lead. He's got a healthy lead for somebody who's not got a stolen base. He's got one foot on the turf, the other on the dirt. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike. And the count is 0-1 to Matsumoto. The Fighters have had a couple of walks tonight. They don't have a hit yet off of Ishikawa. Ishikawa's already got 4 strikeouts, which is not necessarily his forte. He's only got 45 strikeouts in 62 innings entering tonight's game. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into shallow left center field. Coming in on it is the center fielder, Makihara. He makes the catch and puts it away for out number 2 as Matsumoto is retired. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawabata. As we said, we apologize if we're making any errors in the pronunciation of his name. It is a tongue twister here. He's batting 297 on the season. He walked his first time up. He bats from the left side, ready to face the offering from Ishikawa. Ishikawa holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There goes the runner. The throw's down to second base. It is not a good one. It gets over top of the head of the shortstop and into center field. Backing up on the play was the second baseman, Kavesi. It is going to be a straight-up stolen base. Corey, that's his first of the season. You can see that they were keeping him close. They were throwing over. It's a little bit surprising that that's what they were doing with somebody who is a catcher and doesn't really look like he's a threat to run. But he got a good jump on Ishikawa and was able to take the base, and the throwdown from the catcher, Umino, was not even close. Wouldn't have been in time anyway. So here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Our friend in the living room asks, how is former Blue Jays Roberto Osuna doing with Chiba? Well, the first couple outings that we saw, he was doing pretty good. I haven't checked on his recent performances, but he looked really good in the second game that we saw of his career in the NPB. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Counts 1-1. I would think that certainly after this season, if you're a major league club and you need a closer, I don't know how long that banishment will be in play, but if he goes over there and can dominate like he did in that game, he was sitting 95 miles an hour, brought it up to 98, but he had some movement on the pitch. There's a fastball swung on it. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. And the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kamikawabata. Sorry, check that. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now he's waiting on the delivery from the right-hander Ishikawa, who comes sent at the belt. He checks the runner, Corey, at second. He delivers a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away right into the feet of the catcher, Umino. Fouled it right off of actually the lead foot of the batter himself, and then it went back toward the catcher. No protection there. He is wearing protection, but his shin guard is up closer to his knee. A little interesting position on how he's choosing to wear the shin guard. It's more of a knee guard. Humble Sloth is in the house. Welcome. And there's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. And Kamikawa Kabata is gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Fighters in their half of the third inning. So they had no runs. There were no hits. There were no errors. And there was one runner left aboard. We are now through 2.5 innings. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. But the call of the bottom of the third inning. Hang tight. Here is our friend Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom third of the batting order coming up for Fukuoka here in the bottom of the third inning. It is going to be Tetsuro Yanagamachi, Akira Nakamura, and Takashi Umino to face the right-hander Takeda Akita. Interesting questions that get tossed out into the chat. Our friendly living room says, how far is the MLB and the NPB apart? There's a fastball swung on, and Yanagamachi is swung and hit it foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. In some ways, I think that the NPB, to say it would be like a 4A league or something higher than that is even maybe a bit generous. And I explain a little bit why, as there's a fastball swung on and missed or fouled away. Count is now 0-2 to Yanagamachi. When you think of Major League Baseball, the difference between there and Japan is absolutely massive. And, you know, this is not to be offensive to the Japanese or to their league, but there are no caps on import players in Major League Baseball at the big league level. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. After September 11th occurred, there used to be a visa limit on how many visas you could have per organization, from the Major League level to AAA, AA, single A, both high and low, and rookie ball. And that has changed. Obviously, there were loosened up of restrictions as there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 1-2. I don't know what that number is, but in essence, there were only 25 visas through a whole organization. The whole idea was to keep American ball players playing in the United States, but you had to really be able to spend wisely on your import players that you were bringing in. There's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away. In Japan, there is only really two divisions. There's the farm team, and then there is the top flight in the NPB. And so you're only allowed to have 3 players in a game at one time at the NPB level. You can only have 4 that are on the game sheet. You can have as many as you want in your system. And there's a fastball swung on and grounded over to second. It is fielded neatly by Sugiya. He fields it, he throws to first, and that is going to retire Yanagamachi on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. So when you look at the NPB teams, like today, for example, the Fighters have nobody in their lineup that is a import player. When you look at the Hawks, they have nobody in the lineup today that's an import player. They're all domestic players and so on and so forth. Well, when the import players are brought in, they're going to have to produce at or at a level better of what a domestic player would be producing at. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Akira Nakamura. So Nakamura is batting .238 on the season with a couple of homers and 29 runs batted in. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So to get back to that, basically what you're going to have to do is when the players come in to the NPB, they're going to have to produce, and they're going to have to produce well. So you're not getting ex-big league stars unless they're in the twilight of their career. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 3-0. And I use Adam Jones with the Oryx Buffaloes for the last 2 seasons. He was at the twilight of his big league career. He wanted to extend himself and get a couple extra years playing in the big leagues. But unfortunately, Adam Jones, his days were even done then last year. There's a fastball that misses inside, or that catches the inside corner. It runs the counts to 3-1. Our friend the CFL, he says the CFL has similar rules. That's correct. There are certain import rules. It's the same thing when I was over in Europe. There's a fastball swung on it, is belted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Nakamura is aboard with a single. As he is aboard, we had the same thing. We couldn't have more than 3 import players on a team. And in Germany, you were allowed to have an import player was anybody that was not a European Union member. And so you could have any EU player playing for you, but that was okay. But as soon as you brought in a Mexican or a Dominican or an American or Canadian, it counted as an import player. So you couldn't have more than 3 on the field at one time. And the other stipulation was if you had a shortstop that was an import player, you had to have a domestic player as a catcher. There's a first pitch fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So, certain countries will have certain rules or certain leagues, and certainly in Europe, they want to try to develop catchers. They want to try to develop shortstops on top of pitching. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the only way to do that is to be able to keep those limits to be able to allow teams to do it. So, as an example, we had a Dominican shortstop who had got to AAA with the Atlanta Braves, spent about 8 years in minor leagues with the Tigers and the Orioles. And Eddie was our shortstop, but we had a catcher who had a European passport. There's a fastball that misses down or is fouled away, and it's going to keep the count at 0-2 to Amino. So they definitely have that, or at least have that information where you're only allowed to have certain ones, where certain teams will, maybe focus on only catcher development. They only have catchers, and then they'll bring in the international shortstop, or they'll have domestic shortstop who's pretty good, and then they'll want to bring in the international catcher. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into left field. And Amino is going to get himself a base hit. It's back-to-back singles here for the Hawks, as the 8 and 9 hitters are aboard with base hits, and that's going to bring the top of the order up in Hikaru Kavesi. Kavesi is entering the ball game. He came on as a pinch runner in the first inning as the leadoff hitter, Masaki Momori, ended up hurting his hand as he slid headfirst into first base. So he's batting for the first time today. He's hitting .310 on the season with no homers and 3 RBIs. So, for example, in the Japanese league, one of the things that you don't see very often are import catchers. I believe it was last year or 2 years ago, it was, Ariel Martinez with, the Chinichi Dragons. We don't see a lot of the Central League. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner to Kavesi, and the count is 0-1. It was something like he became the first import catcher in 14 years to play in the NPB. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1. I apologize if my numbers are off, but it was something like 13 or 14 seasons, as the Japanese have a tendency to want to invest in players that are catchers. They can develop them. They feel they're best at that. Where they need to bring players in are guys who can hit home runs and guys who can throw 95 out of the pen and try to close games off. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded foul past the bag at third base. And the count now goes to 1-2 on Kavesi. Eric says, interesting. You can't recall one now that you mention it. Yeah, it's I believe the Chinichi Dragons, Martinez is the only domestic or import catcher in the Japanese league right now. And then when you go back before that, you have to do your homework. And as I say, I can't even remember how long it's been. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Backing up on it and making the catch over the shoulder is Matsumoto, and that is going to be the second out of the inning here, but they're walking off the field. I don't know what's going on here. We must have lost something somewhere. I don't know what we've done here, guys. I apologize for you here. I've only got that down as 2 outs in my books, but they've got that as out number 3. Maybe we skipped a beat here, but they are changing sides, and that's all that really matters. It is nothing here. Hold tight. We'll come back in just a minute, and I'll try to sort this out on our end. And we will be right back after this from our friend Steve.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll try to keep our eyes on the chat and more focused on the game. It'll be Kensuke Kondo, Yuki Nomura, and Kataro Kiyomiya coming to bat here in the top of the 4th inning for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. Somewhere we lost an out there, as there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Kondo, and the count is 1-0. There's an old thing in college football and in professional football. If the crew loses track of the downs, they have to forfeit their game pay, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So it's a good thing we're not doing football today, because we might have had to give up a game fee as we lost track of the outs. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2 to Kondo. Kondo is 0 for 1 today. He has struck out his only time up. His average has slipped to 278 on the season. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Kondo is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up Yuki Nomura. For Nomura on the ball game, he is 0 for 1. He's struck out his first time up to end the first inning. Just thinking about a couple other things as we were chatting about in the chat here. The home plate umpire is the one who is responsible for all the balls and the strikes. There's a fastball swung on, its driven foul down the left field line, and the count is 0-1. So he has to make sure that he's engaged in the game. The umpires on the bases do not carry the clickers or the indicators, however you wish to refer them as. So here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1 to Nomura. It is the sole responsibility of the home plate umpire. It is his job. And sometimes there's confusion because the people that are working the scoreboard will sometimes lose track of the count. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander Ishikawa. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that keeps the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You have to, let's say, sort of keep your eyes, but you have to make sure that we're always following here. We can't always trust the balls and strikes on the scoreboard. Sometimes that is not always correct. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Nomura has gone down on strikes. He's out for the second out of the inning. Already 7 strikeouts in the ball game for Ishikawa. As we said, he's not a guy who strikes out a lot of hitters. He's only got 45 and 62 innings entering this one. This game here, he's already starting to close the gap in a big hurry as the fighters are up there waving at his stuff. It's going to bring up Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate. The first baseman is hitting .245 on the season. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. He is 0 for 1 today as he's flown out to left field his first time up. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch is a breaking ball that drops in. Now the count is 2-1. So Kotaro Kiyomiya is ahead in the count here, 2-1. And here comes the offering from Ishikawa. It's a fastball swung on and lifted into the seats over on the third base side. And the count goes to 2-2. As I said before, it's great to do a game when Ishikawa is pitching because he really keeps the tempo and the pace moving. And we're clipping along here at a pretty good spot. There's a breaking ball that just misses outside. That runs the count to 3-2. We're going to have potentially 3.5 innings done before 10 o'clock Pacific time. That is a pretty good shot. There's a split figure pitch swung on and missed. And Kiyomiya has gone on strikes. Ishikawa strikes out the side here in the 4th inning. The fighters go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. We are knotted up at zeros. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a minute. Who would have thought this game would have been an under? Well, certainly not me, but we'll be back in just a couple moments with our friend, Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
It's the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be back in just a moment here. If you pick the unders, so far you're looking good as nobody's got a run. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is going to be Kenta Imamiya, Yukio Shudo, and Yuki Yanagita to face the right-hander for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. That's Takahira Ikeda. And here comes the first offering from Ikeda. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Imamiya. Imamiya today is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time up. His average has dipped to .303 on the season. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses low, and the count is now 1-1. Just a note, if you guys are interested, we have put up some polls. We've been running polls pretty much every day on our channel. And today we've run multiple, and we're going to have a bunch more tomorrow. We've asked the question of who you would pick as the all-star between the 2 starters that have been named. There's a fastball swung on. It has popped up down the right field line. It is going to reach the seats. That is going to run the count now to 1-2 on Imamiya. So basically what we've done is we've taken the 2 All-Star Game starters and we put them to going head-to-head against each other. We want to know what you guys think, who is going to be the one you would choose between those 2. We'll run one every 3 hours, starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific all the way through till 9 o'clock tomorrow. There's already 3 up on our channel, so if you get a chance, check it out. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Imamiya. Imamiya will be followed by Shudo and Yanagita here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 44 pitches through the first 3 innings for Ikeda. Pretty efficient in his work here tonight. Here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 2-2. Kind of makes me wonder a little bit on how teams manage their import players in Japan. I haven't really done a close study on it, but I would think that when you look at these two teams, but specifically the Fukuoka Ball Club, if you go back and you look at the Sunday games, how many Sunday games in Japan are the import players in the starting lineup? There's a fastball swung on in, missed, and Imamiya is gone on strikes. He's retired for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Yukio Shudo. There's some talk sometimes that the import players would only play certain times of the week, maybe attracting fans at certain nights, maybe to keep it more domestic. Some clubs would only be rolling out their Japanese players on certain days of the week. Well, that would attract the local fans, try to make a greater connection with the community. So here comes Yukio Shudo to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls that one off, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Shudo. Shudo bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ikeda. Ikeda holds at the belt. Now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Ikeda. He kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. They flip it over to the pitcher covering, and it's going to be in time. Nice play by the first baseman Kiyomiya to lead the pitcher Ikeda. It's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Yuki Yanagita to the plate. We have Alexander Leggett in the house. He says, had to dip out last night. Have I missed much? Not a whole lot. It's a nothing ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. You could probably dip out for 3 or 4 more innings the way this one's gone and probably not miss much either. So Yuki Yanagita steps to the plate. He flew out to center field on the first pitch he saw in his last at-bat. His average has dipped to 261. Here comes the first offering from Ikeda. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. It is playable. It's in foul territory. Moving over is the catcher, Corey. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here in the 4th inning as the Hawks go quietly once again. 3 up and 3 away. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 4 complete innings. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters nothing, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to just take a little mini break here as we're going to have to bounce out quickly and hit the good old facilities. And we'll be back in just a moment. We're going to run one of our longer ones, so hang tight, everybody.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back to the live action. It's going to be Daiki Asama, Kenshi Sugiya, and Takuya Kori to face Shuda Ishikawa. And the first pitch was a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. And now there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1 strike to Asama. Asama is 0-1 today. He struck out his first time up against the right-hander Ishikawa, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now runs to 1-2. Ishikawa has struck out the last 4 batters he has faced. And this one here. Asama bats from the left side, and here's the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is going to remain at 1-2. Just a couple of programming notes. We are going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow with some Major League Baseball, as we're going to do the Washington Nationals and the Atlanta Braves. We'll come in the morning, and then we'll do the Yankees and the Red Sox tomorrow night. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2 strikes. So 2-2 strikes. Asama waiting on the offering from Ishikawa, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. Camping out underneath it is the shortstop, Imamiya. He's going to make the catch, and Asama is retired for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Kenshi Sugiya. For Sugiya today, he is 0-1. He's grounded to second his first time up. His batting average has dipped to 122. He's 5 for 41 on the season. So he gets himself dug in. He's ready to face the first offering from Ishikawa, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. Not only does Ishikawa work fast, but he throws strikes. It's his 75th pitch of the ball game. Now he's ready to go back to work again. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is 1-1. So 1-1 strike. Here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the right side of the infield. It's off the glove of the first baseman, Sunagawa, and it scoots by the second baseman, Kavesi, and it gets into right field. That is going to be a hit. So a base hit here for Sugiya. That is going to bring up the catcher, Kori. Yeah, Ishikawa probably trying to put everybody to sleep. Quite possibly so. Well, we take our break here. We are going to take a break here in a moment. After this half inning again, we've done pretty good about having to manage our bathroom breaks, but we're going to need a little bit more for round 2 here. And there they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Sugiya. Kori today does not have an at-bat. He has walked in his only time up. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined to left field. Coming in hard is the left fielder, and he makes the catch. Yanagamachi got on his horse and was able to gallop in and make the grab on that one, and he is a retired Kori for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to Uda Sakaguchi, the designated hitter who struck out looking in his NPB debut with that first at bat back in the 3rd inning. Alex wants to know if I've had too much yakisoba. Probably not enough. But our stomach is grumbling, that's for sure. Whatever it is, it's telling us we probably shouldn't have ate what we ate. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Sakaguchi. I'd even like to tell you it was a good story, but there was nothing good about it. Usually an iron stomach is what we have, or an ironclad one. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And now the count goes to 0-2 on Sakaguchi. Well, he was retired on 3 pitches his first time up. And they are right on the pathway to doing the same here. as it's 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from Ishikawa, who instead throws to first base, and getting back in time is Corey. So Ishikawa ready to deliver to the designated hitter Sakaguchi. He waits on the offering as he comes set, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And Sakaguchi has gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. We are going to take a break. We're going to test the loop feature. And we'll be back when we can here in just a moment, everybody. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. I don't know if the loop feature worked there or not, if it went through twice. We hope it did. Let us know if it was able to do it. We're back in the saddle. And now it is going to be the bottom half of the 5th inning. And it will be coming up for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Taisi Makihara, Richard Sunagawa, and Tatsura Yanagamachi. They are facing the right-hander Takahita Ikeda, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Makihara. Makihara tonight has popped to the shortstop as he is 0-1. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. I guess we're going to have to... Couldn't quite wait till the Japanese halftime there, that we like to call it, after the 5th inning, where they take an extended break. We'll see what happens when we get to this end of the half inning. Living Room said it did loop. Well, that's good. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the second baseman, who gets it really deep in the 4-hole. A great play by Sugiya, who throws it to first, and that is going to retire Makihara. What range by the second baseman, Sugiya. He goes deep into the outfield grass. He spins, does a 360, and throws out the runner by a step and a half. It's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for the 1st out of the inning. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Richard Sunagawa. For Sunagawa tonight, he is 0-1. He has grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. The big fella is batting .211 on the season. He's 4-19. And here comes the first offering. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that knocks Sunagawa to the ground. And the count is 1-0. A little bit of chin music there from Ikeda. As that pitch rode up and in, Sunagawa had his nasal passages cleaned for sure. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sunagawa is a big fella. He is not your prototypical Japanese player. He's a very solidly put together individual. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. He's got a lot of size on his side. So 2 balls and no strikes to Sunagawa. Here comes the offering from Akita. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. It's going to head over to the third base side, and the count is now 2-1. We'll run on the loop again at the end of this half inning. As we said, we'll get a little extended break as the Hawks will be in the bottom of the fifth inning. They normally take that little bit of halftime to come and clean out the areas around the bases. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Sunagawa. Katsuro Yanagamachi is the hitter who waits on deck. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Sunagawa goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. For Yanagamachi, he is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Our ticker is a little bit behind, and we'll update that after this half inning. Just hang tight with us, everybody, as we will, as I say, once again, we will put this on the loop. And there's a first pitch fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Alex said he just placed a bet on the Aussie football. I don't watch it, but the line was so stale, the market had moved 6 points, so he's doing it for the Adelaide Crows. There's the pitch that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1 to Yanagamachi. It is still 0-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And there's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1 to Yanagamachi. So if you took the under in this game, it's 0-0 here. I'd hate to call it a lock at this point, but you're pretty much looking at a lock. That's what the living room said, especially with the extended inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 2-2 to Yanagamachi. There's nothing worse than that. I know a couple people that they'll bring other people into the stream. And I'm going to negotiate something with the living room for future work if we have to have a cover, so to speak. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. So we'll give you that quick loop right now as it's 0-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's a 2-2 count to Yanagamachi, so if you've got the under on this one, you're living large through the first 5 innings. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Keto holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is hit to the shortstop. It's fielded. They throw to first. It's not in time. It is up the line. I think they're going to rule that as a base hit. The shortstop, yeah, that's what it is. It is a base hit. That would have been harsh if it was an error. The shortstop, Kemika Wabata, had to go deep into the 6 hole. He was just good enough to get there. And then he was able to get up and throw it, but he threw it up the line at first base, and it was not in time to get the batter, Yanagamachi. So Yanagamachi gets himself a single. As we quickly update our ticker as we are in the bottom of the fifth. So the runner at first, as Yanagamachi, the pitch is a breaking ball delivered. It's supposed to be Akira Nakamura, but we have a pinch hitter for Nakamura. As he is out of the ball game, we'll get you that in just a moment. The count is quickly 0-1. It is Masaki in the ball game for Nakamura, and there is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 0-2. So substitutions all over the place as Tomoya Masaki is in the ball game. Replacing Akira Nakamura. So no balls and 2 strikes. Masaki on the season, his rookie campaign, batting .167 with no homers and no RBIs. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball missing up and away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to keep on top of these substitutions as quickly as we can. Yeah, Nakamura out of the ballgame, pinch hit for. Not sure why he's left the game. We said earlier that the second baseman, Momori, had either jammed his wrist or hurt his finger sliding headfirst into the game. As the first batter of the ballgame, he was replaced by Cavesi. So right away, a couple substitution. When I see this at this early in the game, I often wonder if it was hamstring or maybe something to do with a calf muscle or whatever. Because having a substitution here, a pinch hitter in the 5th inning, is a little bit of an eyebrow raiser. Here comes, maybe he had to do the Mexican 2-step 2, and there's a fastball swung on. It's fouled away, says the home plate umpire. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. We're going to look at that one again. Boy, I don't know where the foul tip was there. But it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mizaki. It's a healthy crowd in Fukuoka. Here comes the 1-2 offering. As the right-hander Akita holds at the belt. He kicks in, fires. It's a fastball swung on. It's drilled foul down the first base line. It's going to reach the seats. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend says the over-under is 2.5 now, 105 for the under. So here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt. A good stop by the catcher, Corey. That's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm not sure if Jesse Harway is in the house here, but if he is, we appreciate you. And thank you kindly for that. And we appreciate your support and listening in here. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And here's the spot. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Mizaki is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. He is going to be retired here on strikeout. That's yet another strikeout for the starter Akita as well. He's got 3 in the books. And Akita and Ishikawa has a whole bunch more as well. Ishikawa has himself on the net. He's got 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts for him. We're now through 5 complete, everybody. There were no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left the board here in the 5th inning. We're going to take a timeout, as is what they like to do is call that Japanese halftime. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're going to get you guys a little bit of a musical loop going on here, and we will be back in just a few. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you all for being here and for listening in. Here is our musical loop until we are able to get back. Welcome back, everybody. We had that extended break, and as we said, it is always the Japanese version of the halftime as they take a little extra time between the 5th and the 6th innings. And thank goodness for that, as we were doing the Mexican quick step. That is our version of having to get to the bathroom a little bit quicker than most. And that is the way it works sometimes. But we are going to be back at it here, as it is going to be the top of the order. Or check that, it is going to be the top of the order. Go Matsumoto leading it off here. He takes a first pitch ball down, and the count is 1-0. This particular park being Fukuoka, where they only have the cutouts. They don't have to do the maintenance like they do it where the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles play. And there's a fastball swung on it, is lined up the middle. It's going to be a base hit single here for Matsumoto, and that is the first hit of the ball game for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. Matsumoto is aboard, and he is a threat to steal. He's got 20 bags on the season stolen already, so we got to keep an eye on him. I see the living room says the Blue Jays are in the 10th inning. So Matsumoto aboard with the single, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Daigo Kamikawabata. As I said, it is a bit of a tongue twister. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He had walked his first time up, and he is squaring to bunt. And here comes the first pitch, but they throw over to first instead. Diving back in time is Matsumoto. I'd be curious to see if the square to bunt, but if they pull it back and let Matsumoto do his work on the base paths. See if Matsumoto is going to be able to take the bag. And here comes the pitch, and it is bunted. It's a good one. The pitcher fields it on the first baseline. They throw to first. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 1-4. It's going to erase the shortstop Kawakabata. And that is going to advance Matsumoto over to second, and that'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Kensuke Kondo. Kondo tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out his both trips to the plate. He entered the fray tonight hitting .279. He's got a couple of homers and 13 runs batted in. You guys can, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of funny. The ball boy who comes out to give the umpires baseballs, if you can only think of this in your mind, he brings out it looks like a Halloween pumpkin, but instead of a pumpkin, it's a baseball. And it's full of baseballs. And that's how he gives it to the home plate umpire. As there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So he's got that almost like a lantern instead of a jack-o'-lantern. Where kids would collect the candy, it looks like a baseball, and he's giving out the baseballs to the umpire. I have to say, the Japanese league, they've always got some unique stuff around. Alexander says Kondo, I believe it's Kondo. I'll have to double check my own spelling on that. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. That pitch wasn't where the pitcher wanted it, and it ended up being too good right across the plate. But they spell it Kondho. So there's some different spellings. On the NPB website, it is Kondo. But as I said, you sometimes will see spellings where they have the H in it, and it's a little bit different. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So I'm staying with the one that we have here. Sometimes if you look at the Japanese baseball cards, a little bit different spelling than what you have on the back of the jerseys. So we've got 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kondo. And he's waiting on the offering from the right-hander Ishikawa, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into right center field. This ball is going to get down. Rounding second and heading home is Matsumoto. And that is going to be the first run of the ball game, as Kondo's got himself a single and an RBI. And the Fighters have jumped out on top 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. as they have broken the deadlock with one away here in the 6th. And that is going to bring up Yuki Nomura to the plate. So Nomura is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both his times up. He's batting .285 on the season with 6 homers and 31 runs batted in. It's hard to let that one get away. He was ahead of Kondo 0-2. And then Kondo had battled it back, worked him to 1-2, and then the base hit into center field makes the score 1-0, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuki Nomura. So Nomura batting from the right side. He's batting .283 now as he's struck out twice today. And they throw over to first as they're concerned about Kondo. Kondo's only got a couple of stolen bases this year. Ishikawa has pitched brilliantly. Ikeda has pitched even better. And here's the throw over to first, and diving back again is the base runner Kondo. Sometimes have to say what a wasted effort by the starter Ishikawa. Ishikawa is 3-3 on the season. He's got a 2.76 earned run average. I wonder what the Hawks are doing to give him some support here. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Ishikawa does work a lot differently when there's runners on base. For as fast as he works when nobody's on, he really slows it down whenever he's got a runner on. One of the rules in the Japanese league is they say that they talk about holding, when they come set, a minimum 3-second rule before you deliver to the plate. To me, that seems baffling. Being able to control the running game, if I would know that they have to hold for at least 3 seconds or more, I can start timing my movements at first base a little bit off of that. That is one of the stranger rules. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on it. It is lifted foul over on the first base side. It's going to reach the seats, and the count is now going to be 0-2. I think it would be pretty cool. I've been thinking about this, is being able to get over to Japan and actually call the game live from one of these stadiums while all the atmosphere is going on around. I wonder if YouTube would shut me down for the band playing in the background, because depending on the park that you get to, it would be a band that would be playing nonstop. Here comes the 0-2 offering. And instead they throw over to first base, and diving back is the runner. If you ever get a chance to see on TikTok or on Instagram some of the Koshin highlights, that's the high school tournament that is going on in Osaka, where the Hanshin Tigers give up their home stadium. The atmosphere there for their tournament is just rabid. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. That's the one thing I do regret. When I was at the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame, I didn't spend enough time looking at the Koshin, or maybe that's unfair. Maybe I did look at it, but maybe not appreciating the Koshin tournament, the huge high school tournament that Japan has annually. There is a lot of information and a lot of stars of Japanese baseball. They make their name coming out of high school in that tournament. And here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-2. Some of the games and the efforts are legendary. Daisuke Matsuzaka had some legendary performances. More recently, the pitcher Yoshida for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, he had a pretty memorable pitching performance. I forget, it was like 700 and some odd pitches in about 10 days for his high school. Koshi Yoshida. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Kondo. Our friend Alexander Leggett says Matsumoto needs guys in front of him. Well, it's hard when you're hitting at the top of the order and everybody else that's at the bottom of the order is struggling to get on in front of you. or when they do get on in front of you, you don't come up to bat because they've already gotten out, or the other guys have gotten out. I think of Seguia batting seventh. He had a single, but then the eighth and ninth hitters were erased. You never even got a chance to turn the batting order over to the top. So here comes the 1-2 offering. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into center field, coming hard on it, diving, and he can't come up with it, and it squirts away from the center fielder. And that ball is going to get thrown back into the infield. And sliding into third base is Kondo, and safe at first is the batter Nomura. That's going to put runners on the corners with only one out. We're going to have to see that one. That looks like it is a single that is going to happen to play in. It ended up getting down. As we said, that was the center fielder Makihara who couldn't come up with it. I think they're going to mark that down as a single. It would be pretty harsh if it wasn't. So runners are on the corners. That's going to bring Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate. The catcher Imino goes out and flashes the signs for first and third. They got the cheerleaders in full effect for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. The flags are out. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is belted down the right field line. It's trouble. It's into the corner. One run is in. Rounding first and heading to second is Kiyomiya. He's got himself a double, and the fighters are now up 2-0 here in the top of the sixth inning. As Nomura will stop at third, and Kiyomiya has got himself a double with one away here, and that puts runners at second and third with only one out. And it's going to bring up the right fielder, Daiki Asama. So we got some serious action going on now. Wyatt Cleveland says, this is a niche crowd, isn't it? I suppose so. We thank you for stopping in here tonight, and we appreciate you being here. We are in the top of the sixth inning right now. It is a 2-0 ball game for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. There's nothing like listening to Japanese baseball in English on YouTube. And thanks for stopping in. So Daiki Asama steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He squares the bunt, and he gets it down, but it goes foul. They had the squeeze play on as Nomura was charging hard from third base. So no balls and one strike to Asama. Asama is 0 for 2 today. He struck out his first time up, and he popped out to the shortstop in the fifth inning. The infield is in for the Hawks. So Asama gets himself dug in. Ishikawa leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Amino. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's line foul. Just almost hit the first base coach, and that's going to be no balls and 2 strikes to Asama. Wyatt Cleveland in the house and looking for Japanese baseball. Well, we're glad to have you. We are always welcoming to everybody who comes in. And sometimes you get hooked, you get stuck around, and you start putting, some of these guys start placing their bets. And they're following us for the advice. Well, I don't know if I can give you advice. I can only give you what's going on. And there's a split finger pitch that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Asama. Asama will be followed by the second baseman, Kenji Seguia. All of this has happened here in the top of the sixth inning. All the scoring has come about here. It is a single to Matsumoto, a sacrifice bunt by the shortstop Daigo Kamikawabata. And then Kondo singled home a first run, and then Nomura singled, and it's been a lot of action here. There's a fly ball lifted into left field. It is caught by the left fielder Yanagamachi. Here comes the throw to the plate, and the runner at third is going to throw on the brakes. As Nomura is going to keep himself at third. He's not going to challenge the arm of the left fielder. That ball was cut off. It was a great throw. So that retires Asama for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Kenji Sugiya. Sugiya had a very nice defensive play in the last inning, as he had to go deep into the hole to get a ground ball from Makihara. His average is at 143 on the season. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He takes a first pitch breaking ball outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. That is the 99th pitch of the ball game by Ishikawa. Curious to see how much he has left in the tank. After this inning, if he'll come back for inning number 7, there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. Wyatt Sickney took the under at 2.5. Well, the 2.5 might have been good for the first 5 innings, but to take it for the entire game, you may be in trouble right now. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Sugiya. The runner at third is Nomura. The runner at second is Kiyomiya. There's 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 2-ball and 1-strike count to Sugiya. The right-hander Ishikawa leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher Amino. And now he comes set at the belt. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to be strike 2 here in the inning. It's going to be 2-2 now to Sugiya. Our friend Zachary stops in. He says he took the over 6 on this one. Well, if you would have asked me before the game started, I would have said I would have been right there with you. I was expecting to see offensive explosions, but not so far today. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There is a split finger pitch that misses down in the dirt. Now the count goes to 3-2 on Sugiya. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sugiya digs in. He's ready to get the offering from Ishikawa. Ishikawa was cruising along right up until this inning, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. Moving over underneath it is Imamiya. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here in the top of the 6th inning, but there was damage done and lots of it. There were 2 runs in the inning on 4 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're through 5.5. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters to the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning after this. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate you and your support of our channel. And in turn, be sure to check out Steve Rademacher after the game. He's got all kinds of crazy things. He's got Saturday morning cartoons. He's got the Sunday shoutouts, Money Monday, and the Takeover Tuesday. Something there for everybody. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. It's going to be Takashi Amino. And then the top of the order, Hikaru Kawase and Kenta Imamiya to face the right-hander Takahita Ikeda. Ikeda is coming on for his 6th inning of work. He has been fairly solid in this one so far. He has only allowed 3 hits in his 5 innings of work. And here's the first offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Amino. Amino is 1 for 1 today. He singled his first time up. He's raised his average to 179. So no balls and 1 strike. Living Room says Steve Rademacher is the best. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. He was in here earlier today for the early game. As that is 1-1 to Amino. We did the Major League Baseball game earlier today between the Tigers and the White Sox. Game was a 8-0 beatdown for the White Sox. So much for that 6-game winning streak the Tigers had. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2 to Amino. Living Room said he showed an unopened pack of CFL cards. I want to see that pack so bad. Ironically, out here in where we're at, there's a place that sells CFL cards. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. I think it was Jugo was something that was produced. One of my former teammates was with the Argonauts in 1997 and 96. I believe it was 96, 97. When they won the Grey Cup, when Doug Flutie was the quarterback at that time. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 2-2. That would have been Norm Casola. He was from Sault Ste. Marie. Unfortunately, he passed away far too soon. He played his 4 seasons in the CFL, all with the Argonauts, and was diagnosed with cancer during that 97 season and ended up passing away in 1998. I think he was 28 years old. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Ironically, apparently, he played that Grey Cup winning season on morphine because they had to kill the pain. We didn't know exactly how much pain he was in. Nobody knew that. At the time of his passing, he had lost about 70 pounds or 80 pounds. Unfortunately for him, there's a fastball swung on it, his pop foul, racing over and making the slide in front of the first base dugout, making the catch is going to be the catcher, Corey. He had to come a long way to be able to make that grab. There is a lot of real estate between home plate and where the catcher had to get to. He ends up sliding, and he ends up going into the dugout after he caught the ball. And that is going to retire Amino for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the top of the order, Hikaru Kavesi. For Kavesi, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. He came in to pinch run back in the first inning when Masaki Momori left the ballgame with an apparent hand injury. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The severity of it, we're not sure. We don't know if he jammed a wrist or broke a finger or broke a bone in his hand as he went headfirst into the bag at first base. There's a fastball swung on, is grounded over to second. It is fielded by Seguia. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Kavesi on a ground out, 4-3 for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to Kenta Imamiya. For Imamiya, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He is grounded into a double play, and he is struck out. It is 2 trips to the plate. And just what we like to see in the Japanese League, Ishikawa is still up and throwing. That 100 pitch count plus is nothing to him. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We've seen some pitchers this year like Yoshinobu Yamamoto jack it up to 130 pitches, and that was in the month of April. The Japanese League, they don't fear the pitch count. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over on it, and underneath it is the left fielder, Kondo. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 6th inning. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments as Alexander says that Ishikawa is a workhorse, so he's probably an old workhorse. They're getting everything they can out of him. Here's our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the ball game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7th inning, and it'll be Takuya Kori, Uda Sakaguchi, and Go Matsumoto, as they're going to be here batting in the 7th inning against Ishikawa. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. And ironically, Arjun Colquhoun, who used to play with the Michigan State Spartans, he was a defensive back. A former Herman Green Griffin. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 2-0. I remember when I was in my, I don't know how old I would have been at the time. I would have said it in my 20s, but maybe a little older than that. And there was a fastball that misses for a called strike. But I remember refereeing games of his when he was a peewee player. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. I remember him specifically because he was pretty good. I also remember doing games where it was OJ Atagwe used to play as well as a peewee kid. And there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to third, backhanded by the third baseman who slides to his knees. Shudo, he throws to first, and that is going to retire Corey on a ground out 5-3. What a spectacular play by the third baseman. 1, 2, 3 steps to his left, slides, backhands the ball, gets to his feet quickly, and throws a one-hopper to Sunagawa to nip the runner at first base for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Uda Sakaguchi. I'm going to do a double check. It is Sakaguchi. He is 0 for 2 in his NPB debut. And he has struck out both times, and he swings and misses in a off-speed pitch for strike one, and the count is 0-1. I can't remember Colquhoun's running mate there. There was another guy. He actually played baseball. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. But Colquhoun was a pretty good football player. I don't know how well he did at Michigan State. I think he was a starter at one point. There was a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. You get into communities where it's pretty at Essex County region, I think for one time we had about 8 guys that made it to the NFL. There is a split finger pitch that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So it'd be nice to get a Colquhoun card for his buddy. I don't even know if they make them. I have no idea. Don't know anything about that stuff at all. Or even if there's even current stuff. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. And Sakaguchi is going to get his first hit of his NPB career, as that is a single up the middle in his debut. So he's 1 for 3 tonight now. Terry Major jumping in here, and he says, is the Hokkaido winning? Yes, they are. It is 2-0. I got to make sure I've got the right scoreline up there. It is the incorrect scoreline in our banner across the bottom. It is 2-0 for the Fighters over Fukuoka here in the top of the 7th inning. Maybe it was a Freudian slip that we put the 2-0 scoreline up the other way. So there you go, Terry. That fixes it up for you. So 2-0 for the Fighters. And here comes the offering from Ishikawa. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. It is Go Matsumoto who's up at the plate. He is 1 for 3 today. He scored a run his last time up. Sakaguchi is the runner at first. And the pitcher Ishikawa throws over, and diving back in time is the base runner. 115 pitches so far here today for Ishikawa. And he's probably got another 30 in the tank. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. Love to see it that the Japanese are not fearing that. Terry says, thank you, but I need the SoftBank Hawks. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And there is a fastball swung on, and it is grounded foul over on the first base side, and that keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Check that, 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Matsumoto. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks trying to make this interesting, as there are the 2 and 3 teams, the Golden Eagles and the Saitama Cebu Lions, going at it tonight. There's a changeup that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Matsumoto. So 3 balls and 1 strike. He's probably just getting warmed up, his Ishikawa. You don't account for the 60 pitches he probably threw in the pregame. So here comes the 3-1. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 3-2 on Matsumoto. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at first, Sakaguchi. We'll keep an eye on him if they're going to put him in motion to stay out of the double play. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. And he kicks and delivers. He is on the move. It is grounded over to second. They flip it to second for 1. Back to first. And it is going to be a double play. That's going to be the 4-6-3 variety. They could, even putting the runner in motion was not able to keep them from being retired in the double play. So there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend Steve.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
We appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game as we are bringing you the bottom of the 7th inning. It is going to be coming up for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order. It'll be Yukio Shudo, Yuki Yangida, and Taisi Makihara. They're going to be facing the right-hander Takahita Ikeda, who is on to work the 7th inning. Both of these starting pitchers have been extended here tonight. It's good to see old-fashioned baseball, and that's what you kind of get when you get into Japan. Part of that is that the overall depth of the pitching is probably not as good as what you see in other places. That's why the one thing we were talking about earlier is the players and how they develop players or how they bring their import players in. Well, one of the things that they do is they don't bring in a lot of catchers, as we talked about earlier, but usually after the 7th inning, they like to bring in guys who can throw hard. But we are going to have a pitching change. It is going to be a left-hander coming into the ball game. It is going to be Fukuoka now coming in to replace the starter, and the first pitch is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Shudo. Seguro Fukuoka, a left-hander, appearing in his 11th ball game of the year. He's worked 8 2/3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits. He's walked 3, struck out 9, and he has not allowed an earned run. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. That is usually the kiss of death for us when we make that announcement on the pitcher. So Fukuoka is in. Akita is out. And it's now going to become the battle of the bullpen, at least in the sense of the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. So here comes the 0-2 offering. As Fukuoka delivers, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. I remember a couple of years ago, I think it might have been maybe 4 years ago now, if you were in Hawaii, I believe it was ABC used to carry the Japanese games. Japanese baseball for years used to be shown in Hawaii. Obviously, there was a lot of Japanese influence in that area for right and wrong reasons. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. We talk about different places where you can be able to find Japanese broadcasts. DAZN in the United States was carrying it a couple of years ago. I don't know if they're still doing it now. Our American friends would probably have a clearer picture on it, but I do think they were doing it in the Japanese play-by-play. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. Living Room says he's rooting for the lefty, even though he has the Hawks. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left-hander Fukuoka kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-2. I'd like to see that one again. That last pitch was maybe a little too close to take for the third baseman, Shudo. So here comes the 2-2 offering. He kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball that they said that the batter, Shudo, went after. The home plate umpire has rung him up, and he is going to go down for out number 3. I take a look at that one, and yeah, it looks like he did go. So Shudo is gone on strikes for out number 1 here in the 7th, and that's going to bring up the DH Yuki Yanagita. For Yanagita on the ball game, he is 0 for 2. He has swung at the first pitch both of the first 2 times he's come to bat. He's flown to center, and he has popped out to the catcher. And here comes the first pitch, and he swings at that as well. And this ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track is the left fielder Kondo, and he hauls it in. So Yanagita jumping on the first pitch from in all 3 at-bats, but that one is going to be a fly out to deep left field for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. So for Makihara, he is 0 for 2. He's popped to the shortstop and grounded out to second. Makihara is seen his average slip to .313 on the season. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So Makihara waggles the bat, and now he's waiting on the 1-0 offering. And here comes the pitch. He squares to bunt. He doesn't bunt. He pulls back, and the pitch is low. According to the home plate umpire, the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Looking forward to a little blitzball action at the end of the summer. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. One of our young fellas out here has some blitzball stuff. So 2 balls and 1 strike, and here's the pitch. It is slowly grounded down the first base line. The first baseman fields it. He flips it over to second, and that is a weird play that just happened there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Akihara actually there was a late bunt. He gets going down the line. It goes past the pitcher. The first baseman comes in to field it. The second baseman was racing over to the bag. It was not in time. That is going to be an infield single. And there is going to be a pitching change as the big boss has come out of the dugout. They're going to want to make a change to face Richard Sunagawa here in just a moment. So Fukuda's day is done. He gets 2/3 of an inning, and he allows that bunt hit to Makihara, and they're going to bring in the reliever to face Sunagawa. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a moment after they make this change. It's still 2-0. There is 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a reliever coming in for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters. It is going to be Taisho Tamai. The right-hander is coming here and taking over for Fukuda. Be the 3rd pitcher used by the fighters tonight. Right-hander here is going to be working in his 27th game. He's 0-1 on the season. He has worked 17 2/3 innings. He's allowed 20 hits, walked 6 and struck out only 6. But he's got an ERA of 3.57. So they're bringing him in to face the right-hander Richard Sunagawa. Big fella, they didn't want to let the lefty face him. So as he completes his warm-up tosses, it'll be Sunagawa stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out to third, and he has struck out in his 2 trips to the dish. So right-hander against the right-hander. Tamai is ready to face the right-handed hitting Sunagawa. He's now 4 for 20 on the season. And the right-hander holds at the chest, and he delivers. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Sunagawa's reaction was much like my reaction. That pitch, when it looked like it was off the outside corner, they had set up inside, and he'd missed the pitch completely. So no balls and 1 strike. Holding at the chest is the right-hander. And there is the fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, Asama. He makes the catch. And Sunagawa is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Hawks squander a base runner. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete innings. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few after this. We're glad you guys could be here with us. And we appreciate you guys for being here. Here is our friend Steve again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
That's right, everybody. 2-0, and we're going to the top of the 8th inning. Stick around. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 8th inning, and we are going to have a pitching change for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They are going to the bullpen, and it is going to be a right-hander coming in the ballgame. It is going to be Matsumoto in relief. It is Yuki Matsumoto. He's appearing in his 17th ballgame. He's got a 2-0 record on the season. He's worked 25 1/3 innings. He's allowed 24 hits, 7 walks, 24 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 2.84. So Yuki Matsumoto on in relief. And he is going to be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Fighters batting order. It's going to be Daigo Kawabata. It'll be Kondo and Nomura to face him here in the 8th inning. So Matsumoto, who works from the stretch with nobody on, and he's ready to go to work. He delivers the first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kawabata. Our friend in the living room says, can we do an NPB game live from the living room? There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Sounds kind of funny. Actually, I was just talking about it today, and I'm actually probably going to think about not even doing anything that 10 days. I need a bit of a, I don't want to say I need a bit of a break. I don't. I enjoy doing it, but I think coming back home is going to be 10 days where I don't want to spend any time doing the NPB stuff or the major league stuff. But I was talking about it today. I'm going to run probably about 10 or 12 videos. I got to create them over the next couple of weeks, edit them and everything else, and how to keep score. You get a lot of people who want to know how you keep score and different things and different ways to do it. And we're thinking about creating a tutorial on that or doing some scenarios. There's a breaking ball that is swung at and missed. Kawabata is tagged out by the catcher, and that is going to be out number 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 up and 1 away. But that doesn't mean I don't think I wouldn't want to watch some. That would be kind of fun. Just to sit back and relax. Going to try to get the Tigers and the Mariners, and the Tigers and the Royals. Maybe Mariners twice, Royals once. We were talking the other night. I was talking about maybe getting down to see the Blue Jays and the Mariners. But the pitching matchups on Thursday and Friday were just terrible. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that is swung on, and this is going to be lifted foul down the third base line. It's going to reach the seats. It's going to run the count to 0-1 to Kondo. But I've already made the plans. They're going to do stuff this weekend and next weekend, but the following weekend, the weekend after the All-Star break, I'm going to get down to see the Mariners and the Astros twice. Friday and on Saturdays. I don't even know what the pitching matchups are. It's so far away. It'll be coming off the All-Star break, and there's a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike. So I'm hoping we can get a opportunity when maybe it'll be Justin Verlander for the Astros. Hopefully I get a chance to see him, or maybe even possibly, if not Verlander, certainly George Kirby, or maybe even Logan Gilbert. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2 now to Kondo. I don't know if this is true or not. I looked earlier and I thought I saw a flash. I thought I saw the news flash from that George Kirby got sent down by the Mariners today. I thought that was rather interesting if that is the case. There's a fastball swung on and it is lined foul. Just missed the pitcher over there who was playing catch in front of the dugout. In that auxiliary seating, it's kind of funny. A lot of the fans are sitting there with helmets on. You would have thought it was Mike Pagliarulo helmet day. The former New York Yankee had such a poor season one year that fans started showing up on the home first base side wearing helmets to protect themselves from his errant throws. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Alexander says Logan did pretty good his last time out. Yeah, I think he did. He was against as there was a fastball that is swung on and grounded over to second. That is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Cavesi, and he throws to first and retires Kondo. It's a ground out 4-3. I believe that was against the Padres, if I'm not mistaken, on the Wednesday game. Because I think Chris Flexen threw on the Tuesday game when they were in San Diego. So 2 gone, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuki Nomura. Nomura is 1 for 3 today. He singled his last time up, and he struck out his other 2 times. This is the first time he's going to face Matsumoto. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of these Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighter jerseys that they're wearing today, the Road Blues. Almost looks like it could be a bedroom top. If you wear pajamas to bed, I'd want that as a pajama top. It's got a black and gold stripe down the side. As a breaking ball was swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Nomura. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Yeah, I think it was George Kirby. I think they said got sent down, but that was weird because I thought Kirby was like 7-2 or 7-3. I don't know. Maybe it's depending upon what the schedule is before the All-Star break. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. It's playable. Moving over underneath it is the catcher, Umino, and he's going to make the grab. And that is going to do it here in the top of the 8th inning for the Fighters. They go in order 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. Looks like we got another pitching change, or another change at least, coming up for the Fighters. We'll get that back for you when we come back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning, and we are going to have, coming to bat, it is going to be Tatsuro Yanagamachi. It'll be Tomoya Miyazaki and Takashi Amino. That's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, and we'll get you the pitching change here in just a moment. Our friend, the living room, is suggesting we may want to consider doing a live stream. And we'll have to think about it. I'm going to take a look and see what we can do. Possibly doing something like that. As I say, it's, for me in particular, I'm thinking about just taking the time off. Number 51, Naoya Ishikawa, is in the ballgame to pitch. There are some defensive changes that we're going to have to get caught up on here as we move along. So Ishikawa in to pitch. Not the Ishikawa that started for the Hawks. And here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi on the day is 1 for 2. He singled and grounded out. The Ishikawa that's on the mound now for the Fighters, he's very over the top. And he delivers a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-1. So Naoya Ishikawa has a 1-1 count on him, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to second. It is fielded neatly. They throw to first. That is Ishii, who is now in the ball game, who made the play there as he's in place of Sagia. So Ishii makes the play. Ground out 4-3, and that is going to retire Yanagamachi for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Mizaki. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out in his only time up. He came on to replace Akira Nakamura. Pardon me, guys. Couldn't get to the hot button too quick there. There's the first offering to him. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. We do a pretty good job of that some of the times. Here's a pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1. Living Room says face reveal. For me, we've already done stuff. We got stuff up on our channel where we're in front of the camera. I'm not really worried about that. I just figured it'll scare people away if we were up usual. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into left field, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Digging hard for 2 is Miyazaki, and he's going to cruise in safely with a stand-up double with 1 out here in the 8th inning. The Hawks are now got a runner in scoring position. Just going through my stats, that's the first time tonight that the Hawks have had a runner in scoring position, as that ball was absolutely scorched into left field. Just a comment about the third baseman. It was Nomura who was playing third base, but I think they also have a substitution in for Nomura. The third baseman has really got a strange setup. He plays close to the line, but he angles himself where he's open to be able to go to in the direction of the infield. So his left foot is dropped back at about 45 degrees or maybe even more. So Umino at the plate here. As we do a double take it, but I'm not sure if this is Amino, if it's a pinch hitter for him. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses 1-0. Trying to get the number on the hitter here. It's slated to be Amino, but we think we've got a pinch hitter up in place here. Doesn't look like the catcher. Can't quite get the number of the Fukuoka hitter, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. Find that frustrating sometimes that we can't always get that information as we want it. I believe it's Watanabe who is the hitter right now. This is Riku Watanabe who is pinch hitting. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So Watanabe on here to pinch hit for Umino. Watanabe on the season is batting .320. He's only had 25 at-bats. He's got 8 hits. He's got 3 homers and 8 RBIs. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Watanabe. Saw Watanabe earlier this year and probably saw 2 of his home runs. In fact, I think we saw all 3 of them. He hit 2 in one game, and he had one in the day before. That was early on in the season. Nothing like hitting 3 home runs and then having a seat for the next couple of months. So here's the 2-1 to Watanabe. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Watanabe. The Kavezi is waiting on deck as there is 1 gone here in the 8th, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. That runs the count now to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Watanabe. At times here, this game has had tremendous pace. At other times here, it feels like we're ready to have a nap, and this would be one of those times, even though we are in the 8th inning. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Watanabe. The runner at second is Miyazaki. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Watanabe is retired on strikes for the second out. That is going to bring up the top of the order, and that's going to bring up Hikaru Kavesi. Kavesi, as we mentioned, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He came on to replace Memori back in the top of the first inning, as Memori had slid headfirst into first base and injured himself. So the runner at second, Miyazaki, gets his lead. The Hawks are looking to break the ice to get their first run, but we do have a pinch hitter for Kavesi. Just rolling him off the bench. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. This is going to be Daiju Nomura. So Nomura coming to bat. This is his 10th at bat of the year. He is 2 for 8 on the season. He's got no homers, no RBIs. He's got a sacrifice bunt. Daiju Nomura. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. And with thoughts about throwing down to second base. We're running out of space in the substitutions. They are emptying the bench and they are digging down into the depths of the farm system to bring these guys up to bat. So no balls and 1 strike to Nomura. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Ishikawa. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third. The throw to first is in time. And that is going to retire Nomura on a ground out 5-3. That will do it here in the 8th inning. The Hawks leave a runner stranded. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left aboard. We're now through 8 complete. It is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters to the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, nothing. We'll be back here in just a couple moments, everybody, with the call at the top of the 9th inning. Our friend Wyatt is back, and he says, I think the 2.5 under might hit. Now, we're about to find that out here in the 9th inning, so stick around for all the action. We'll be back in just a moment. Glad you guys are with us here tonight.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's 0 O'Clock Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we'd like to support Dave. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the 9th inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is not a save situation, but the closer for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, Ito Mori, is coming into the ball game, and he is going to be getting some work here in the 9th inning, as he is going to be facing the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Fighters batting order. Mori on the season, this is going to be his 14th game. He's got no wins and 3 losses. He's got 6 saves. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 13 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. His ERA is at 3, so Mori is in the ball game. He is taking over here for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. We do appreciate, as we say, everybody comes on in and to listen. Don't forget to bookmark the channel, as you'll be able to get our updates as to when we're going to be doing our featured games. We'll be back on the airwaves again next week for the Japanese League on Friday night North American time or Saturday early morning in the Eastern time zone. As that first pitch is missed for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the right side of the infield. Moving over on it, underneath it, is the shortstop, Imamiya, who came across to make the catch. And Kiyomiya is gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Daiki Asama, the right fielder. We are going to be calling next weekend, but there also is going to be some midweek action coming up. You double check that a little bit. The Saturday games next week that we are eyeballing doing, it'll probably go to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Oryx Buffaloes. We're going to do the game on the Saturday and Sunday Japanese games. Squaring the bunt is Asama, and he bunts through that pitch, and the count is now 0-1. But it looks like on the 18th, there is also official matches too. So on the Monday, the 18th of July, there are other games that are going on. So we may end up just calling that whole series with the Golden Eagles and the Oryx Buffaloes. That'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in North America, or Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in Japan. So late night baseball on a Monday night. I'll skip the midweek action because that's a little bit too late for us, as most of those games are 2 a.m. Pacific time or 5 a.m. Eastern. Much of a challenge for us to be able to do those ones. And here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2 to Asama. But the Saturday and Sunday games we'll look to be doing again following weekend. As I said, there's going to be some times that we're going to be making some calls, and then there is some time off at the end of July. They've got the All-Star week in Japan. They play a couple of games, actually. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is 1-2 to Asama. So some midweek action in the NPB. Our friend Wyatt says big bettors only. Our friend Living Room says, I've not seen Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck. That one there, I have to, you know what? I think I saw portions of it in the last year or so. Obviously, when he was with the Chinichi Dragons, there's a ground ball hit to Makihara. He fields it and he throws to first, and Asama is retired. That's a ground out, 4-3. For the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to Ishii here in the top of the 9th. So Mori has come in and basically almost slammed the door here. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Ishii is batting .242 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 28 RBIs. He didn't get the start today as he's come on here late in the ball game. And there's a fastball that misses up in the way, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, Mr. Baseball would have been, if I remember seeing that correctly, it would have been, he was playing for the Chinichi Dragons, Tom Selleck. There's a ground ball up the middle. It is backhanded by Makihara. He throws off 1 foot, but it's not going to be in time to get Ishii. Ishii is going to be aboard with a single. And it's slated to bring up Takuya Kori. We're just going to do a double check here to make sure that there has not been a substitution. as Corey was the catcher to begin the ball game. We still have Corey on it, and that's exactly who it is. Corey is now 3 for 30 on the season. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has walked and stolen a base. He's flown out and grounded out. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Morey comes set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 1-1. I see on August the 6th at Comerica Park in Detroit is going to be Lou Whitaker. They're going to retire his number. Personally speaking, I think it's long overdue. Alan Trammell, the longtime second baseman, and then Lou Whitaker, his keystone partner. They throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Ishii. It's good to see that they finally have come to their senses, the Detroit organization, to be able to do that for one of their great players of the last 50 years. So here comes the 1-1 offering, and diving back again safely at first base is the runner Ishii. Wyatt Cleveland says the Tigers lineup is underrated. It's underrated because they're not very good. They can't hit the ball. They got some potential coming up, obviously, not just coming up, that it's already here. You can see Spencer Torkelson's got some abilities. I compared him today to Andrew Vaughn with the Chicago White Sox. Vaughn was drafted a year before, and he struggled in his first year in the bigs last year. But he was an advanced college bat. I would say Torkelson, if he can start doing what Vaughn is doing this year in his second year next year, then it'd be a great pickup. Here comes the 2-1 offering to Corey. That is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. So the veteran right-hander Yuto Mori is showing why he is one of the best closers in Japan. Even though they're trailing in this situation, he's got some nice stuff here. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Corey stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it for the Fighters in the top of the 9th inning. They had no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks trailing the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 2-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 9th inning in just a moment. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher, and if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We have a closer coming into the ball game. It is going to be Brian Rodriguez. He is going to be taking over in the 9th inning. And he is going to be coming on for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, the big, hard-throwing right-hander. He is in his fifth season in the NPB. It's going to be his fifth appearance of the year. He's got no wins and one loss. He's worked 3 1/3 innings. He's allowed 3 hits. He's struck out 5. He's given up a run, and he's got an ERA of 2.7. So Brian Rodriguez on in relief. And he is slated to face Kenta Imamiya, Yukio Shudo, and Yuki Yanagita. You're in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Our friend Wyatt Cleveland said he took the under. And this is where it is. The under is 2.5. Well, and you're sitting in a pretty good position right now, as Kenta Imamiya steps to the plate. And the first pitch is a fastball that backs him off for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. That might have been the hardest pitch we've seen all night. That got up at just over 95 miles an hour. So 1-0 to Imamiya. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Imamiya tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play, struck out, and flown out to left. Our friend in the living room says Brian Rodriguez is a Japanese man. It's Brian with a Y. And no, he is not Japanese, that's for sure. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that squirts away from the catcher, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. One of the only import player that we've seen tonight for the Fighters. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the offering from Rodriguez, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Runs the count now to 2-2 on Imamiya. This Rodriguez, he's really low 3/4 in terms of his arm slot. He's a big guy, but he doesn't have much of a leg kick. It's not even really a slide step. He hardly even lifts his leg. Sometimes you say, hey, is this guy slide stepping or what? But he has sort of a circular movement. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to short, and it's fielded neatly by the shortstop Kema Kawabata, and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Imamiya on a ground out 6-3. And he has gone for out number 1. He would count towards the import limit, but we wouldn't worry about that tonight because they really haven't had the imports. It was last year, or was it last year in the 2020 season? I can't remember. It might have been 2020 when the Hanshin Tigers had 8 import players. You're allowed 70 players on your overall roster, on your main club and your farm team. And so they had 8 guys, and so that meant there were a lot of guys that were either sitting or they were down on the farm. They had like Jerry Sands, they had Justin Bohr, they had a number of bats. Jeffrey Marte, I believe, was there at the time. There was a attempted bunt by Shudo that goes foul, and the count is 0-1 to him. They want to try to keep the runners off the base paths here, do the Fighters, because the heart of the batting order is coming up, and Yuki Yanagita has got that juice to put the ball into the stands. If they can keep the runners off base, then it'll limit them here. A solo shot is not a big deal, but a 2-run homer ties the game. So Rodriguez holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul down the third base line. It's going to reach the seats. And the count is going to go to 0-2 to Shudo. Just a reminder, again, we appreciate everybody who does listen in. Make sure if you want to get updated on the games, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification. That'll notify you when we're on live. You'll get all the notifications from the channel. We do MLB games as well, and we'll be back on tomorrow for 2. We've got the Nationals and the Braves in the early part of the day, and the Yankees Red Sox tomorrow night. So come on back and join us for those. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Shudo has got himself a single, and the always dangerous Yuki Yanagita is coming to the plate. Yanagita is 0 for 3 tonight. Each time he has swung at the first pitch. He has flown out to center, he's flown to left, and he's popped out to the catcher. Our friend Wyatt says, is our logo based off of the Tigers? There's a little bit of influence, small influence in that. And that is going to be it for Rodriguez. He is going to be coming out of the ball game as they're going to the bullpen. I don't know if this is because of injury or not. We're going to have to wait and see depending on the amount of warm-ups. So Yanagita is coming to the plate, but I would assume that Shinjo is probably going to be bringing a left-hander in to face the lefty. We're going to have to wait here in just a couple of moments as Rodriguez's night is done. He gets a round of applause from his teammates. We're going to have to hang tight here for a second, everybody. We'll get you the update in just a moment. Our friend Wyatt asked the question, is the logo based off of the Tigers? Well, it's kind of one of those things that we do like it. Also, the area where we live, there's a large Asian population, and we felt that the tiger would be something that would relate to some of the population here. And they do have the change. It is going to be number 34, a left-hander coming into the game. This is going to be the lefty taking over for the Fighters. It is going to be Mizuki Hori. So Hori is coming into the ball game. This is going to be his 29th appearance. He's 1-2 on the season. He's only got one save. It's definitely a save situation. He has worked 24 2/3 innings. He's allowed 29 hits. He has walked 9, and he has struck out 23. He's got an ERA of 5.11. So he is coming in to face Yuki Yanagita. So Mizuki Hori into the ball game. It's going to be the 6th pitcher used today by the Fighters, as they are trying to piecemeal this one to a victory. So Mori has completed his warm-up tosses, and Yuki Yanagita is coming to the plate. So Yanagita is 0 for 3, as we mentioned. He's got a couple of flyouts and a pop-out tonight. He has swung at the first pitch each at-bat. His average has fallen to 259. He does have 10 homers on the season. And here comes the first offering from the left-hander Mori. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded into right field. Heading over to third is going to be the base runner Shudo. It is going to be a single for Yanagita, and that is going to put runners on the corners with one out. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Taisi Makihara. So for those of you who are in here looking for the 2.5 under, that is not a good thing, because there is runners on the corners with only one out, and it brings up that Makihara to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. So Yanagita is swinging at the first pitch in every at-bat. So the crowd in Fukuoka is into it now. The Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters are trying to hang on to this 2-0 lead. The fighters are trying to, or the Hawks are trying to win it here in their last wraps. And that is going to bring Makihara to the plate, the left-handed hitter facing the lefty. Mori, and Mori now holds at the belt. He gets the side from his catcher, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Makihara. So no balls and 1 strike. The crowd has got their thunder sticks out. They are clapping and chanting. This is a whole lot better than the robot cheerleaders that we were witnessing during the pandemic that Fukuoka posted up in right field. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 0-2. Makihara was way out in front of that one. It was a sweeping swing and miss. Let the top hand go and basically almost did a 360 in the batter's box. Richard Sunagawa is the on-deck hitter slated to come to bat. We'll see if the Hawks will use the big fella. So here comes the 0-2 offering. Maury holds at the pelt and he delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs to 1-2. So high drama here at the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Makihara. I was just thinking about it earlier today. I've only seen the PayPay Dome open once. Didn't even know it was a retractable dome really until we had a look this year and they had the dome open. This one, it is closed up for this ball game here. The big boss, Shinjo, is moving his outfielders around. They got to be able to throw somebody out here, and there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. Our friend Alexander Leggett said the robots had a great time. Yeah, the robots, it was like they had iPads on their chests for chests. And they were doing all these little ones, and the cheerleaders were right in motion with them. They were perched up in the right field stands at the time. So here we go. Here's the 1-2 offering to Makihara, and it is a fastball taken for a called third strike. No arguments from Makihara there. I don't know what he was looking for. That pitch carved the plate right in half. And he has retired for the second out of the inning. And those who took the under on this one breathed a deep sigh of relief. The overhead shows it caught the outside corner. We saw from our angle, it looked like it was right in the middle of the plate. But that's what happens on the offset angles. You can't always tell. But nevertheless, it is a strike. And Makihara is done for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up scheduled to bring up the first baseman, Richard Sunagawa. And that's exactly who is here to bat. Sunagawa batting from the right side. He's got the power to end this game with one swing of the bat. He is 4 for 21 on the season. Left-hander against the right-hander. Maury ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Sunagawa. So no balls and 1 strike. Sunagawa tonight is 0 for 3. He is grounded out, he's struck out, and he's flown out. And here comes the offering from the left-hander Maury. He kicks and he delivers, and there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. I'd like to tell you that we're holding for dramatic effect, but we're really not. The pitcher, when he comes set, he's got to be at least at 4 seconds before he delivers. If I had the stopwatch out, we'd get you an exact time. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Sunagawa. The runners are at first and third with 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The winning run is at the plate, and here comes the 1-1 pitch. There is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And now the count is 2-1. Tatsuro Yanagamachi is the on-deck hitter. Should we get to that spot in the order? So Shudo is at third, Yanagita at first. Sunagawa is the hitter here with 2 balls and 1 strike. They do have one of the bases that are open, so whether Sunagawa actually gets anything good to hit here or not, I'm sure they could go to Yanagamachi and be just okay with that. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball that's taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. The Hawks are now down to their final strike. Not only their final strike of the night. So Sunagawa waiting now on the offering from Maury. The crowd is banging their sticks. They're not really on their feet. I don't know if they're still concerned about the COVID or not, as everybody in the stands is pretty much masked up. I don't know if they consider standing to be a problem or not. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Lefty Mori holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and it is drilled foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. Sunagawa was just a little bit late on that offering, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2-2. The crowd is continuing to make some noise. They've got the thunder sticks going. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And Mori delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up. Foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and that's going to continue the battle. It's going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Sunagawa. He took a big, healthy hack at that when he wanted to end the ball game with one swing of the bat. So 2-2. The runners are on the corners. Shudo at third, Yanagita at first. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sunagawa takes a breath as he's waiting now on the offering, the 2-2 offering from Mori. Mori holds at the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that is missed inside for ball 3. On the move was Yuki Yanagita. He has stolen second base. So now there are runners at second and third. It is 3-2 to Sunagawa. That pitch, they came inside. So 3-2 it is. There's now runners at second and third as Yanagita has at second, and the runner at third is Shudo. A base hit here could and should tie the ball game. They can get one to the outfield, as Yanagita has put himself into scoring position. And if it is a base hit, expect a play at the plate. Yanagita can run well. This is a pressure cooker spot here for the Fighters. And here comes the 3-2 offering. Mori delivers. It is a fastball that misses inside. That is going to be ball 4 as Sunagawa has drawn himself a walk. That is going to load the bases, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. We're waiting on what the big boss is going to do, if they're going to leave the pitcher in the ballgame or if they're going to be making a change here. So Yanagamachi comes up to the plate, but it looks like we may have a pinch hitter coming in. We're going to see what they're doing, if they're going to bring Yanagamachi back. It looks like they are. We are going to have ourselves the veteran, the longtime veteran in the NPB. It's going to be Nobuhiro Matsuda. He is coming in. He has been with the Hawks since 2006. Definitely in the twilight of his career, the veteran. He is on the season batting only 181. He's had 77 at-bats. He's got 13 hits. He's got no homers and 5 RBIs. But he's had himself a fine career. He has hit over 30 home runs 3 times in his career. He does not have one this year. So Nobuhiro Matsuda is in the ballgame. They will have a pinch runner for Sunagawa. I missed who the runner is going to be for him, but we've got all kinds of action going on. So Nobuhiro Matsuda is in. The pinch runner at first base, who is running for Richard Sunagawa, There's actually a catcher. It is going to be Kenta Tanigawara into pinch run. So Nobuhiro Matsuda at the plate. There is 2 gone. The bases are full of Hawks. And he is facing the lefty Mori. And so here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Nobuhiro Matsuda. So it's bite your nails time if you have picked the under. The bases are full of Hawks. And Matsuda is at the plate. So here we go. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And Mori kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1. You can't have made up a better script for this. What an entertaining ball game. If your heart is a little bit jittery, we want to make sure you get the right medications, because I don't know if we could do these games every night. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nobuhiro Matsuda. The pitcher, Mori, who works from the left side, now comes set at the belt. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down. And the count is now 2-1. Well, there's nowhere to put Matsuda, as the bases are full of Hawks. The crowd is pretty engaged here. It is almost a full capacity ball game in Fukuoka, one of the largest crowds we've seen of the 2022 season. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And Mori holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung out and missed. And now the Hawks are down to their final strike. Young left-hander. Hori gets the ball. He rubs it up. And he's ready to go after Matsuda here. Here comes the 2-2 offering. You certainly don't want to get to 3-2 where all the runners will be in motion. You would think there's going to be a decent enough pitch to hit here that they're going to want to have put in play. So here comes the 2-2. Matsuda, the longtime hero of the Hawks, at the plate. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. And that runs the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The bases are loaded. We're here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Miyazaki is waiting on deck, should he get a chance to come to bat. The Hawks are down to their final strike. The tempo and the pace of this game has certainly slowed down. Matsuda waggles the bat. Hori gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to give the payoff pitch to Matsuda. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the third baseman. It's fielded across the diamond and in time, and the Hawks are going to lose this one 2-0, as that is a ground ball, 5-3 for the final out of the inning. So for the Hawks in their half of the 9th inning, there was no runs, there were 2 hits, there were no errors, and 3 runners left aboard. Your final: the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks trail and lose to the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 2-0. That is your final score. So congratulations to everybody who picked the unders. We're glad for you guys, and we're happy for you to be able to do it tonight. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We're going to come back and wrap this one up, give you the out-of-town scoreboard, and call it a night. We appreciate everybody for jumping in here at the end of the night for the call of this one. 2-0. Fighters beat the Hawks. Hang tight.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Thanks again over there, Dave, and the Game Changer Lounge. We appreciate you all for being here. We'll take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll get you all up to date, and then we're going to call it a night. The other games in the Pacific League have just got underway. They're all in the top of the first inning, and the scores between the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Tohoku Rakuten Gold Eagles are 0-0, as is the game between Chiba and Oryx. We're not going to do any channel serving tonight, guys, because we're calling it a night after this one. In the Central League, in the bottom of the sixth inning, it is a 4-4 tie between the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars and the Murray Giants. The Bay Stars took a 4-1 lead in the top of the sixth, but the Giants have come back with 3 of their own in the bottom half. It is a 4-4 ball game. In the top of the eighth inning, it is the Chinichi Dragons leading the Hiroshima Carp 2-1. And that is the out-of-town scoreboard, as the Hanshin Tigers and the Occult Swallows have been postponed due to rain. Once again, your final score here was 2-0. We appreciate you again. Our friend Wyatt is asking, what site were you all watching this game on? Our friend, either Alexander, can give you that information, or the living room, and they can let you know. But it is, you got to go and take a look at Triple Q. You can be able to pick it up there and be able to, it's QQQ Live. And then you'll have to follow the Chinese links, but you'll see the games when they're listed live, and you can go from there. Sorry, can't post the link on here. It'll get us into some trouble, but hopefully that helps for you. If you have a problem with that too, you can always go over to the old Reddit pages, and you can find some links there. There's our friend there. It's QQ Stream. Look for the Chinese characters, and that'll help you out. Come on back in again next week. If you can't find it, let us know, and we'll try to guide you through it a little bit more during the game when you're here earlier, and that usually is how they do it. So we appreciate you all for being here again tonight. Once again, everybody, there's been another Last Rounds Baseball video production. We appreciate you all. Come on back and see us tomorrow for some Major League Baseball. Hopefully you can join us for that. Thanks again. Have a great night, everybody.